Good evening, welcome back. So this evening, we're gonna kind of do a little parts inventory. As you guys know, we're doing two builds, your guys' build and my build. So I just kind of got my parts out today because I ordered some more stuff. I started to cut them open, forgot to turn the camera on. But anyways, we're doing a little parts inventory here. I'm trying to gather thought of things that I need to be ordering, keeping my eye out for, like pickup rings, for example. I do have one brand new one here, never opened. Thought I had more than that. I do have the set of cream ones that came off of your guys' build. So those are OEM Gibson. But obviously, on two brand new guitars, well, they will be brand new. One's a 2017 and one's a 2019. Your guys' is the 2019. When we get them back, obviously they will be brand new because they'll be refinished. Can't give away the color. We did pick one of your guys' colors. Like I said, everything that goes on your build will be picked out by you guys. We'll take your suggestions and then pick from your suggestion. But I want to use all brand new parts on them. I figured, you know, we're going through all this effort. I spent over $1,500 just on the refinish work for the two tributes, yours and mine. So why put used plastics and stuff like that? I'm going to use some used pickups for sure, because like, for instance, down here, this is all out of my 2005 1960 reissue. I've been thinking about putting that in my gold top. Not sure yet. There's a lot of things to pick and choose from. And basically what I'll do is once I have all my parts here, like for instance, my other thought was to put the vintage Seymour Duncan humbuckers in my gold top. But I figured, well, might as well let you guys pick first, you know. So I'll get several sets of pickups here and I'll let you guys pick from them. But this is the Antiquity. This one's aged. So this is the neck, and I'd have to get a bridge, and I found a couple of them online. Pretty reasonable price, $170, somewhere around in that ballpark. So I was thinking I better grab a bridge pickup to match this one so I have a full set. We'll get into that here in a second. But yeah, so I'm just kind of doing an inventory. You know, what's here? What do I still need to get? And if I go with aged stuff on one of the guitars, if you guys pick an aged pickup, I'm not going to put bright shiny chrome hardware on it. So at that point, it may be cost effective to use, you know, the aged OEM Gibson hardware and stuff like that. But if it's going to be shiny chrome hardware, or for instance, brand new shiny gold hardware, I don't want to use used plastics and stuff like that. They're not going to have pick guards. I'll give that part up. I paid to have them fill the holes since they're getting refinished. So what we have here are more Gibson pots. So the guy I purchased this off of is on Reverb. These are all 300K linear taper pots. They've all been matched. So I'm going to put those with the collection. I have 3 more 300K linear tapers here. These ones were made in America. And that's the thing. The guy that I bought these off of, he has a whole bunch of new old stock ones. And these are the ones that were actually made in America. The new Gibson pots are now made in China. So there's probably nothing wrong with them, but I like to have that USA part and knowing they were made in America. So now I have, let's see, 4, 5, 6, I have 7 300K pots. So I should order one more. That way I have full sets. I do have 2 used Gibson 500Ks here and 2 CTS. These here are all brand new CTS 500Ks that I started to do a build on and then kind of lost interest in where I was going with it. And then of course we have the 4 500K Burns pots with the Russian caps that came out of your guys' build. And I do have 2 more grounding plates. I plan on using these in both builds. I like the grounding plates. That's a nice feature to have in there. But yeah, I can see I need some things like pickup rings and stuff because I've only have this one here and the set that came off of your build. The Seymour Duncan Antiquity humbucker does come with an aged pickup ring. Obviously, these Seymour Duncans here and these ones here have pickup rings on them. This set of Gibson does not. These Seymour Duncans here do not. Somebody put black pickup covers on them because these came out of the second Zach Wild custom that you guys watched me rescue. So when I purchased it, I thought everything on it was original except for the case. Turns out I had to replace a whole bunch of stuff on it. But I ended up getting to save a nice set of humbuckers out of it. Got the TP6. I figured if we go that route, we got some nice Clusen Revolutions. But that's the other thing. I don't want to give too much away on the builds, but I think I'd mentioned it before. I wanted them to fill the top screw hole because the Clusens, let me grab one here that has been taken off. I think that's off. Yeah, that's off the gold top. So the Clusen has 2 holes. So I had them fill the top holes since we're getting a refinish work done. That way we can use a Grover on them because I think they're a lot nicer. Like these 1960s here. Well, it's not from 1960, but it's off a 2005 1960 reissue. So I was thinking of maybe separating some of this. It's got the thumb bleeders. It's got the vintage bridge with the nylon saddles. I was thinking of using that stuff on the gold top and just go all vintage hardware with the Antiquity humbuckers over the Gibson ones. And I can't remember if these were 490R, 490Ts or 498 and 490. I'm pretty sure they're 490s. I'll have to go back and look at my listing because before I took that apart, I had it up for sale and then I took it down for sale and I gutted it out and I put other OEM Gibson stuff in it, but kept that stuff and then I sold the guitar. So I'll have to look back at the listing just to make sure which pickups those were, but we've got a nice collection of parts going on here. All this stuff here is from the Gold Top Tribute. I got to sort through that yet and bag it out like I did on the other Tribute here. And we got OEM pick guards, which we're not using those. And tons of OEM Gibson parts. This was a really good score here. I'll give you guys a little zoom view of what we got. I do have 2 sets of OEM Gibson. These ones came out of the Pastors 135 ES that we gave them. And these are the P100s. We put P90s in that. If you look in the previous videos, I took it to Augment and he changed those out. I didn't want to deal with trying to change pickups in a semi-hollow. I do have another set of P100s here that I took out of a guitar and put the mini humbuckers. That's what these cases are from, the mini humbuckers. So I got 2 sets of P100s. So I thought about doing a deluxe build because they have the deeper routes versus the P90s, a shallower route. I thought about putting those in it and then doing coil taps on the tone, do a push-pull for a coil tap because you can split those because their humbuckers are just stacked instead of side by side like this. So that was one of my thoughts of buying a deluxe body and doing that. And then I thought about buying the P90 body and doing a routed out for a full-size humbucker in the bridge and P90 in the top because we do have, and that's the other thing why I was kind of hem-hawing about that because I have a set of Antiquity P90s. These are the aged ones. So if I did that, I'd have to separate that. so I'd probably just try to find another P90. I'm trying to find another build to do while we're waiting on the other tributes to come back. So I'm trying to see, well, how much parts do I have here? Because I got 2 builds coming. I'm trying to find another build. And I do want to fix the Gibson Lucille and get it back the way it was supposed to, because they changed the 4 pots and they only hooked up the mono jack. So I want to hook up the Veritone again in mono and stereo. So I started to dig into that to see where we're going with that and what kind of parts I need to order for it. I've been kind of thinking of just ordering another brand new Veritone switch for it and putting it in there with those 4 pots that they put in there, and just put that Veritone switch with the 4 original pots and stuff in the case that originally came with the guitar. So I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud and talking to you guys, kind of telling you my thoughts of all the different things going on, different builds. Like I said, 2 tributes, trying to find another build. Everything that I find and I think I might want, it ends up selling. People must be getting their income taxes and stuff, because things are going like hotcakes at, you know, the Waffle House right now. So it's really hard to get a bunch of things on your watch list and then compare them and hem-ha, well, which was a better deal? So then I started looking at complete standards that are in mint condition, because, you know, Stratosphere husk, you know, you're $1,500 plus tax and shipping, whatever. You could buy a standard on the cheap. Most of them start around $2,500, $2,700, but you can find those diamonds in the rough that are $2,100, $2,000. So I thought, well, if I do that, then I have extra parts that when I take them off of it. It is always nice to start with a brand new husk though, so I always go back to Stratosphere. So all this hem-ha and back and forth, eventually I'll find something to build while we're waiting on the 2 refinish work to come back. But again, I just kind of wanted to lay everything out here, check out what I got going on. I got plenty of parts for a lot of different things, but really trying to figure out what to do with them. Oh, I got some more Gibson pots in here too. There's one. I should measure that and find out if that's a 500 or a 3. So anyways, yeah, I got some vintage caps in here. Got some Molly blue drops, orange drops, vintage disc. I got blue drops, brown drops here. These are out of a 1960s Les Paul here. Those ones are actually original. These ones here are some repops of that. Got a bunch of different tropical fish. This stuff here is all aftermarket, all parts, these pick guards, those pickup covers. Never got excited about these. These just came in a parts lot that I bought. They're chrome pickup rings and truss rod cover. So all that stuff's aftermarket. Obviously the Clusons, I do have a little plethora of parts bins there. And then we do have a Schaller rolling bridge there, roller bridge. And like I said, the P90 Antiquities, the Antiquity humbucker, those are all aged. 2 sets of P100s. These are Gibson 498T, 490R, original Gibson pots. These ones here I took out of my gold top, and I can't pronounce it, but they're Tokay or Take or something like that. They're out of the Love Rock Japanese Les Paul, and one of the viewers said that they're actually really good pickups. And, you know, being made in Japan, I don't doubt that, but I'm not going to put them in a Gibson just because it's not Gibson. They're made in Japan. If anything, I'll put if I'm going to go aftermarket, I'll put a Seymour Duncan of some sort in it because they're made in America. I try to keep my Gibson builds with American parts. These were a really good score. I found these little cases came in it, just absolutely loaded with OEM Gibson parts. So I got plenty there. If I do go gold on one of them, we do have stop bar posts, but I'd have to buy some other parts to go gold. We do have the TP6 here, and we've got the gold tuners. Other than that, I don't really have too much gold stuff. And then there's the Burns 500Ks, couple oddballs I threw on an Emerson build that I did in that deluxe a while back. So we got the 2 CTS, 2 Gibsons. Again, these are all 500K Gibson or 500K CTS. Just got a few Gibson parts here in the packages. This all came off of your guys' build. This all came off the 2005 1960 reissue, and this all came out of my gold top build. So I got to sort through all that yet and figure it out. But looks like I need some pickup rings. I'm going to have to order a couple sets. I should get a set of cream and a set of black, maybe 2 sets of each, because I'm not sure what you guys are going to pick for plastic colors on your guitar. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to use black on my gold top because most all gold tops come with cream. So kind of be a little different. The guy that I purchased off of had black on it, and that is what was right here. So he had changed all that out, and these came out of my gold top that we're building too. So he took the PCB board out and beat me to the punch. I had no idea. It was a surprise to me when I opened it up. It wasn't disclosed in the listing. So I was a little bummed about that because I didn't get the Gibson pickups. And then over here, you know, we got plenty of strings to pick from. And yeah, so these are off of a 56 Gibson custom shop. And then this is off of your guys' build. That's off the Silver Burst, which Matt has right now. And these are OEM Gibson back plates and cavity covers for the 3-way switch. So we got quite a bit of stuff here, but it looks like I'm going to need to get just a few more things because not quite there yet. I mean, I guess I could steal a set of these pickup rings, but they're not Gibson. They're little Seymour Duncan ones. So I don't know. I just wanted to get everything out here, open up these, take a quick look, give you guys an update. I'm still trying to find a build to do while we're waiting on the 2 tributes to come back from finish work. So stay tuned. We are going to be messing with this soon. One of the other things, like on my 1964 reissue here, when you take the bridge pickup out, there's a big choke in there, and I want to see if it's still in this because the 345 stereos with the 2 inputs had a big giant choke underneath of it like this one does, but that's not a stereo. That's just got the single mono on it. But the other thing too is I've been trying to find wiring diagrams for this Lucille with the stereo and mono, and every wiring diagram I find all goes to a single mono plug like that 345 over there. So that's why I was kind of thinking maybe I just replaced this Veritone since they've diced it up so much. Maybe I'd just pull everything out and start over. I don't know what to do yet. I know I'm going to keep everything else original in it. I was going to go with the original pots because they're still in the case and hook up that Veritone. But then I got thinking, well, there's a reason they took this apart, and what is it other than the 3-way switch was broken? So I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I keep going back and forth with replacing everything and keeping the pickups and trying to figure out how to use the mono and stereo with a brand new Veritone switch. Because right now on Reverb and eBay, you can buy a new Veritone switch with 5 different orange drops, obviously, in different variations from, you know, like 0.1, 0.22, 0.35 or 37, whatever it is. So they have 5 different orange drop caps, and I thought, well, if I do that, I could switch it up and I could use brown drops, blue drops, orange drops. You know, I could change those too. So I thought about buying that kit because it does come with a wiring diagram, but again, not for the Lucille with the stereo. So just spinning all kinds of thoughts in my mind right now and trying to figure out what to do next. I definitely need to get that back functioning the way it's supposed to. maybe there's a way I can test the pots and stuff and make sure they're good before, because I don't want to wire all that back in there with the original Veritone and original pots and go through all that trouble just to find out something isn't right or doesn't work no more. So I don't know, but we're definitely going to get to that eventually. But again, just trying to figure out what I have here in parts. I do need to order some more 500K Gibson pots because the only two that I have are these two used ones here, and I don't know if this one's a 500K or not. I'll have to investigate that. I don't see anything on it, but yeah, so not sure. Oh, so right there's the sticker. This is a 480K, so that was already measured out. So that's considered a 500K. Anyways, if you guys are wanting 500K pots in your build, I'm going to have to order them because I personally like the 300K linear tapers. It's kind of right in between the 250K and the 500K, and you have a lot more response on these 300K linear tapers. That's why I like them, because like on a 500K, you're turning that thing from 0 up to like 4 or 5 before you even start to notice any difference, you know, where these ones, you notice a difference as soon as you start turning it. I really don't know that much about pots, but I do know that the 300Ks have a lot more response to them. So that's why I like those. But if you guys want 550Ks or 1 meg or whatever, you know, it's your build. We'll buy whatever we need to for yours. But just wanted to kind of go over this real quick and get in my mind what I got going on here so I know what to order. I'm definitely going to get the bridge pickup to match this neck pickup. So I have the full set of these. And I think we got lots of pickups here to choose from, but there was a couple suggestions already, like the Filtertron pickups. That was one of the viewers' suggestions. So we'll definitely revisit this once they come back, and you guys can start suggesting parts, and we'll see what I have and what I don't. But yeah, so that's it. Just want to give you guys a quick update. What parts we have to start working with. We're going to get to that, and I'm still trying to find another build. Everything that I thought I was going to buy ended up getting bought out from under me. So I'll keep looking. There's 100 trillion guitars out there, right? I'll find something to build. Till then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time.